Hey, oozes and bunnies. This is a preview of the most recent Party Planning, an extra podcast that the Join the Party crew makes for our Patreon. If you want to listen to the whole thing, go to patreon.com/jointhepartypod. Check out this preview.
One. Peep.
Hi, Brandon.
With the delay, Brandon was still counting while it started recording.
Yeah,
Oh, no, it was after.
And everyone knows that the number after 1 is peep.
Peep. 3, 2, 1, peep. That's how you record. Peep. It's a good thing that we've known Brandon for so long so we can deal with all of his shenanigans. And I think that maybe we could refine this a little bit more and decide which of a group of 3 things that we're doing Three's a Crowd.
Yay!
A version of the thing we've done in the past, but now there's 3 of us. Unfortunately, Julia couldn't make it. She's finding the 8th fish for the Feast of Seven Fishes, so she's busy.
Eric, I love that joke, but I think you have used it before, so could I get an alt?
No, it was used on a episode that we're not using, so it hasn't come out yet.
Oh, okay. Well, just for the tape, could I get an alt? What else is Julia looking for?
Eric, what's a forbidden allium?
Sure. For the Feast of the Seven Fishes, Julia is trying to prove that onion and garlic is seafood.
Nice.
There, that's good. Yeah.
I happen to know for a fact that Julia is wearing a sweater with a fish on it today, which is incredibly funny.
Okay, here's another alt.
Yeah.
For the Feast of Seven Fishes, Julia is trying to make herself one of those fishes.
Nice. Nice.
My favorite thing about the Feast of Seven Fishes is it can be any fishes. Like, I know probably traditionally there's a set 7, but I know people who are just like, oh yeah, let's get like a rainbow roll for sushi and knock out 4.
Wait,
Like,
that's
hell
a
yeah,
great
dude.
idea.
Wait, do they do that? That's dope.
Wait, Eric,
Someone said this to us. You were there. Someone was talking about how they don't matter. Was it a podcast? I don't know. Someone said that it's just about eating fish for the Feast of Seven Fishes, and
Right.
sometimes someone goes out of their way. One of their cousins goes out of their way to get.
oh,
really
yeah,
good
gets a sushi platter.
Yeah, the sushi platter,
No,
and that
smart.
knocks out 8.
This was a
Smart.
person and not a podcast. And I think that you and I should, we obviously have to have Chinese food on Kirmbis as Jewish Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Working backward, we have steak dinner with Dad and Noreen on Erev Christmas.
Yeah,
But I think on Erev Christmas, we need to have sushi.
that sounds great.
Sounds great.
Great.
Now, can I just real quickly say, are you human or are you podcast? All right, let's continue to go.
I have a little bit of both, Brandon.
We met some listeners a couple of days ago as of this recording at PAX Unplugged, and a few of them were a bit self-conscious to say wow, you have otherwise just been a disembodied voice in my headphones. It's weird for me to hear a voice come out of a body,
Mm-hmm.
and it happens to us too. And if you also say oh, my friend told me, but you're talking about our podcast, we do it all the time. So you are fully good.
I'm not sure whether or not Brandon's trying to blow me up in the podcast or in real life.
Well, that is on purpose, though, Eric, to keep you on your toes. So, yeah, that makes sense.
It's hard getting notes on my episodes in the voice, I'll tell you.
Mhm.
Oh, I think you should do the edit point here. It's confusing. I can't do it.
I get an alt of that one, please?
Oh, it's too loud. I need to go to sleep. Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
I've been
Eric-
trying to think of what else Julia could be doing, and the only thing I keep coming back to is she's trying to find the best ashless chaps for the Mothman.
Yep.
Yeah, but she's always doing that. That's not even Christmas related.
Yeah,
it could
that's
be
true.
April and she would be doing that.
That's true.
She's trying to figure out if your mom is dressed up as sexy Mrs. Claus or
I
or
will
regular
fucking
Mrs.
murder
Claus.
you and burn this podcast to the ground.
Brandon sent us a message. Brandon sent us a message the other day because we all know that Brandon's mom has dressed up as a clown before. If you've watched the streams, Brandon's brought this up before.
Her name was Bumpy. Bumpy the Clown.
Which is why Julia's not here, so we can talk about the forbidden
Right, so we can
subject.
talk about the clown because it freaks Julia out. And Brandon asked if it was weirder that she was dressed up as Mrs. or more unsettling that she was
I
dressed
said,
up
is
as Mrs.
it better
Claus.
that she's like for Julia? Because Julia's afraid of clowns. So I said, is it better that she's dressed up as?
Oh, I thought you just meant in normal life, but she was playing Mrs. Claus for a reason.
No, I mean, she was playing Mrs. Claus because Emma wanted her to play Mrs. Claus.
I thought
Oh.
you meant that her general fashion had evolved in a Mrs. Claus direction.
Yeah, same.
Not-
That's same.
Not that she
no,
she donned the costume of Mrs. Claus, which is a regular thing. Instead, you said she's dressing more like Mrs. Claus.
Oh.
To which Eric said respectfully, "What adjective of Mrs. Claus?"
Name an adjective for this Mrs. Claus.
Because the one that's on all our minds, obviously, sexy. Not because
No.
this is Brandon's mom, but
No,
because
you're-
sexy Mrs. Claus is a thing people dress up as.
The only two people on the planet that think that are you two people because you're both perverts.
I don't. Just because we live on Pervert Mountain does not mean
Brandon,
that.
just because all of my money is in gold that I've buried on Pervert Mountain. Cash for gold for Pervert Mountain doesn't mean that this is not a regular thing, a regular question to ask for your query.
I am just going to take a quick little show folks a peek behind the curtain here, which is, I vet potential sponsors before a sponsor goes on the podcast. We make sure we all research them and don't find them heinous. And one recently was turn your 401k into gold. And I said, no.
Oh, that sucks. That's so bad.
It was like,
You can't even
the
really-
more secure way to have your retirement savings, gold. And I was like, no, it's not happening.
You can't even really do that. You have to take it all out and then take a huge hit. It's like
That's
worse
exactly
than-
right, Brandon. That's exactly right.
I was thinking about that like a shitty alchemist came up to you and was like, hey, I'll take your 401k. Here's the thing. I'll only give you 40% of it back in gold. The rest of it turns into lead. It's alchemy. I'm sorry. It's just what
The
happens.
angel share. I don't know what to tell you.
The angel share.
Oh, God. Okay, do you guys want to play the game that I have here for you?
I
Yes,
do.
All right, so we've done this before with the four of us. We did four of a kind. We've done five of a kind. But now we're going to do three's a crowd, which is a little bit different. We're still going to assign which of the three of us is going to be specific. We're going to assign which of the three of us is which part of famous trios. Okay? Here's the difference. Before, we were allowed to, also known as the Julia is Krang rule, which is that we were allowed to try to figure out, swap somebody out if we need to, or figure out who of the four of us were of five.
Right.
We have to assign each of us one of these three.
Okay.
Right.
Unless you would like to roll in the mystery bag and roll a 1d4 to get a different selection. In the mystery bag, I've chosen 4 random items that I've
yeah.
gotten from random Wikipedia pages.
Okay.
So if you do not like who you are assigned, you may grab the mystery bag
Great.
and get someone from the mystery bag.
And then-
someone
I
or
love that.
something from the mystery bag.
And then that object will replace us in the trio, or it'll be our new role.
We'll replace you in the trio.
Okay. So like instead of Amanda being, the
Here's
Holy
what
Spirit,
I haven't used before.
it'll be a spade or something.
Here's one I haven't used before, which is that if we wanted to be the 3 bears, so if we wanted to be daddy bear, mommy bear, or baby bear.
Yeah.
And Brandon's like, I'm definitely not
Dibs
baby
on Daddy Bear. Oh, okay.
If Brandon's definitely not baby bear, fuck that. I'm going to go into the mystery bag, and then it's going to be mommy bear, daddy bear, and blank.
Right.
Great.
Okay.
And the Great Salt Sea or something.
Exactly.
Can you give me real quick, Eric, just like one adjective for the mystery bag? Like what kind of mystery bag?
It's a
is it?
sexy mystery bag,
Oh,
Brandon.
okay, cool. That's what I was hoping for.
It's a
Just a boob.
perverted mystery bag. But no, I really tried to be honest about this. I used random Wikipedia pages and kept hitting random until I found a good one.
I love it. Very smart.
Thanks
I
for your
dig it.
preparations.
Let's do a fun little reductive one here. Hey, which of the 3 little pigs are we? Are we the one who builds their house with straw? Are we the one who builds their house with sticks? Are we the one who builds their house with bricks?
I mean, Amanda's got to be bricks, right? Irish.
True.
However,
Daughter of a bricklayer, granddaughter of a bricklayer, probably great-granddaughter of a bricklayer.
yeah. However, I am pretty likely to try to build it twice with sticks before going, fuck it. I should have done this from the start.
True.
And then
True.
doing bricks. So I do just have to out myself there a little bit.
I think I would also. It'd be interesting to. I would enjoy the challenge of trying to build a home with straw.
You would. And I feel like a lot of the time, Brandon, you up the difficulty level for yourself
Yeah.
because you've you have to keep it challenging in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
And Eric
I
would
think
be like,
that's
"What the
totally
fuck are you
true.
two doing?"
Eric would be like, why are we doing this if
Yeah.
not to do it properly the first
Yeah.
time?
I'm just like, what? Come to my house. The wolves can't blow over my house. What are you two doing?
This happens in our real
Come
life
over.
weekly.
Yeah, yeah, that sounds right. Actually, this all maps.
Yep. You say reductive, I say very helpful.
What? There's a wolf alert outside. What are you doing? Brandon, why are you even trying to build a house with straw? That doesn't make sense.
And I'd be like,
where
there
did
was
you even get the straw?
I'm gonna get it.
There was a great deal on sticks, Eric. What am I going to say? I got a 2-pack of sticks. What am I going to do with them? Throw them out? No. Too true.
That was great. My favorite part was the accent work. If you like that, you gotta hear the rest of Party Planning by joining the Patreon at patreon.com/jointhepartypod.